Now that we have the Kaiju Rangers on the table, let's open them up and take a look. Let's do some magic, shall we? So now that they're out of the box, we are going to look at the highly detail of the accessories and the Rangers themselves. We'll get into the articulation of it a little bit later, but we're going to start with the accessories because these accessories are flipping amazing, dude. Start out with the Sword of Darkness 2.0, as I'm going to call it. I'm not really sure what the name of this was, but it comes with a little tassel that's just plastic. It has the whole look of the Sword of Darkness. This is highly detailed, and I think it's wonderful. I don't remember so much detail on this on the comic book either, but for what it is, this is fantastic looking. When it comes down to the blue Kaiju Ranger that I cannot remember the name of at the moment, his lance is, again, flipping wonderful. Now, I know this doesn't come apart like the other one. This one doesn't come apart. It is kind of bendy, but having the silver on the ends where the blade would be is fantastic. I wish they had a little power coin up here or something. But again, I'm not going to be complaining about it. This was a $15 collectible. It wasn't like a NECA that's $40. This is $15, just like the remaster line was. And you know what? I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Now, when it comes down to the Blade Blaster, you get two different modes. You got the actual blade mode, and then you got the gun mode. And the only difference is here is the paint. So if it's blue, it's going to be blue. If it's green, it's green. And so on. You know, even when you get the red one, it's going to be same. Black, yellow, pink. So the detail of this, again, you can see all the little teeth. You can see every little detail. I do have one gripe about this. I'll get into in a minute. And it's the same with the blue one. To me, these are fantastic. Now, what is my gripe about this? The blade. They could have just put silver on the blade. These are supposed to be collector's edition. I think that little silver would have been nice. I could do it myself, but I'm one of these perfectionists where I don't want to mess with the toy that was made the way it is. I'm not the perfectionist that has to have everything 100% correct, but again, it's on all the different blade blasters. And I know there's going to be people out there that's going to color them. Not a big deal, and it's going to be fine. Again, there could have been a little more detail on this as well. But again, these are Kaiju Rangers, so I don't know if the Kaiju Ranger blasters would have had any, wording here, because, on the Power Rangers, I should say Power Rangers. On Zhu Rangers, I should say Zhu Rangers. But Kaiju, I mean, I guess I could say Kaiju, but it is what it is. I'm loving it. It doesn't matter. So when it comes down to the stands, though, these stands are fantastic. You see that it's a power coin. It is the Kaiju power coin. It gives you the name of the Kaiju standing on it. This is fantastic, and I really wish more collector's items would have these type of stands, because honestly, my Super 7, they're falling over. They don't got stands like this. And honestly, I don't know what peg size they would be. These are the pegs to put them in, because, well, they don't talk about that anywhere online. But anyways, these power coins look fantastic, and they're just the stands for them. And we'll get into some photos with them standing on it and spinning around like I normally do. But yeah, the details of these, I'm loving this, and I cannot complain. These Kaiju Rangers, to me, are one of my favorite Power Rangers from Playmates so far. So I have zoomed out so we can look at the articulation and the overall look of these Kaiju Rangers. Now, I really wish I had the red one in hand too, but unfortunately, because they were all sold out of Targets all over my area, I wasn't going to drive to a whole nother state just to buy the Kaiju Red Ranger. I'll just wait till it hits online or in my stores. But the detail work, I have to turn the head, because the detail work shows this is beautiful. And the articulation is just right there. There is a little bit of a play up and down, but not much. When it comes to the elbow, though, it is just basically a single joint elbow, nothing else. The rest is being able to be rotated. There is no actual middle movement, so there's no hips, no race, no articulation there. That kind of sucks. But when we get down to the legs have a lot. I mean, a lot. Here, let me zoom down. It is double jointed. These legs on these Kaiju Rangers are double jointed, to the point where you can do like a massive Holy Grail jump if you were doing stop motion. So that's fantastic. The feet just rotate around. Nothing special. Now, I wasn't expecting these Kaiju to actually do too much, because honestly, these Kaiju Rangers, well, they're basically a statue. You put them on the stand, you pose them a little bit, and you're good to go. They're not really meant to be played with. These are collector's editions, and that's what they're thinking. Let's give them a few different ways to pose them, a few different weapons, and let's call it a day. And that's pretty much what they did. And am I mad about that? No, not at all. I am not mad about that at all. I think overall, though, they did a good job. I think actually the 6-pack has more range than these ones. These ones don't have as much range, and that's kind of interesting to me. But when we look at the actual detail work of these kaiju, like the helmets, these helmets are fantastic. And yes, there is a stop on this. I mean, I could really pull it over if I want. But look at that helmet. That helmet is just flipping beautiful. And I think the choices of these kaiju make sense. And we'll get into that here in a little bit. But the little spikies on the shoulder pads, the turtle shell, or the Kappa shell, in my opinion, that's going to be Kappa because it's Japanese. The, gloves have the little spikes. The gloves are a little bit different. Only thing I don't like about this is how this looks. I really wish inside was blue there. Not a big deal though. Not a killer. Just not the best idea. The coin itself, if I can get it in focus, has something in there. I don't know if it's supposed to be the kaiju or not, but gotta zoom in. Like I'll take like a magnifying glass and zoom in and find out for sure. But the knee pads have the little spikes on it. The boots are all going to be different depending on the kaiju. Like I will show you in a minute. Like there's the feet for the blue one, and there's only 3 toes. The actual boots are different. And if we bring in Godzilla, you can see the Godzilla one's different. It has more toes, has a different design. I'm loving the Godzilla. Godzilla has always been my favorite kaiju besides Godzuki. And that's a whole nother story. So the Kaiju Godzilla Ranger, the helmet, again, looks fantastic, screams it out. The Dragon Shield, Godzilla Shield looks great. It does not look like the Dragon Shield 100%. It does a little bit. The gloves themselves look fantastic. Again, I like the way they did this one better. It's all green. You can't tell that it goes into the glove or not. I think that's a better design. And again, I love just that it's double jointed. And because it's all green, it matches. It's very easy to see that it's all supposed to be one. The actual, boot and the foot, again, it all just rotates. It's all the same. I mean, these are going to be all the same articulation. Doesn't matter if they're going to be blue, green, black. They're all going to be the same articulation. I'm almost 199.99% sure because of kaiju. But the designs of each one's going to be different. And the reason why they're limited on articulation is because they're based around these stands. They're based just to stand on these and have a little bit of articulation. I'm going to take some pictures here in a few minutes. And we're going to get into our final thoughts after that. And the pictures will be shown now. So when it comes down to the Kaiju Rangers, I would say go buy them if you're a Godzilla fan, a Power Ranger fan, or just love the comic books Godzilla versus the Power Rangers #2. To me, these are flawless as the Rangers. The accessory, well, one accessory, the Blade Blaster could have had a little more paint on it for the blade being silver. But other than that, these are flawless. The designs are beautiful. They came right out of the comic book. The articulation is more than I showed you on screen. As you see in the photos of the roundabout ones at the end, they do more articulation. Let me grab the blue one off the spinner real fast and let me show you what I mean. So the articulation for these Kaiju Rangers are mind-blowing. When I was doing the photos for this video and using the turntable for that little video shots that I use, I found out this had more articulation than I showed in the middle of the video. The articulation here can be mind-blowing. We all know it had double-jointed legs like this from the video, but it can also go side out. So it's almost like you're doing the splits, like so, or you can actually do like a side kick with it. You can literally have him up like this and do a side kick. This is a fantastic articulation. The other cool thing is the elbows. Because how the elbows are made, they are pretty much double jointed in a way. And I was really surprised. So if you see that joint there, if you turn the joint in, you can actually bend it inside. And that can almost make a morphing secret. So you could almost do its morphing time if it had a morpher. Unfortunately, these do not have morphers, but it has so much articulation that it blew my mind. Now, you might be asking me, why is the Green Ranger in the box? Why? Well, because I was curious as a collector that puts their collection sometimes back in the boxes, how hard would it be to put it back in that weird shaped box that it comes in? I can tell you right off the bat, when I took it out of the box, it was like a 9. It was hard. I was trying not to rip the box, break it. That was insane. So when I actually took it out of the box, it was a 9. When I put it back in the box, it was a 3. It's not that hard to put it back in, but it's harder to take it out. And I would suggest you decide before you open the box. Are you an in-box collector or out-box collector of these kaiju? Because if you're an in-box collector, do not open these. Not only do they have a ton of little plastic tabs in them that Playmates likes to do with these Power Ranger toys, but they're hard to get out of the box. There's a 90% chance that you're going to break that box if you're not careful. And that as an in-out box collector myself, I wish I never opened these boxes. But because I do these type of videos for you guys, I have to, test these characters out. And it's a 10 out of 10. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And it's morphin' time! So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put my Kaiju Rangers up on the wall. And it's a very simple thing. It will not leave any holes in the wall, and it will not destroy your walls if you take them down. So here's Gordor and Baboon that I picked up at Target today. But we're just going to put some 3M tape on these. Now, I would suggest, after using this 3M tape today, not to go buy this one. This says it can hold up to 2 pounds, but I honestly think it'd be better to just go out and buy the old-fashioned 3M Velcro tape. I mean, this is simple to use. It's the same idea. You peel off one side, you pull off the other, and you stick it to the wall. Put this stuff in the middle of the box, outside of the boxes, just somewhere very close by. As you see, it is on here, and all I'm doing is sticking it to the wall next to my Blue Ranger mask. You line it up, and bada bing, bada boom. It does work, but I prefer the Velcro 3M more better, so I am going to buy that and put these underneath the mask. I think it's going to look better than what I'm doing here. But as you see, it does work.